Hi, I'm Faster EFT Practitioner Kim Brown. Glad you could join me today. And with us also today is Ela Lair, a Faster EFT Practitioner presently living in Vienna. Welcome, Ela.
Hi, Kim. Nice to meet you today via Zoom call.
Yes. Yes, Ela, you have recently written a book. Can you tell us a little bit about your book and maybe even what prompted you to decide to write a book?
I thought it was really time to put my experience into some writing so people have the opportunity to read about something. Sometimes it's easier to take a book along or on one of our little devices, easier than a video. And that was my main focus on putting it together. And I thought the more compact it is, the more value I can transport. And that was a goal I think I achieved. I wanted to write a very small book, and I haven't counted the pages yet, but it is a small book. So what I think about that compact version is that you can read it over and over and over, because I think that's important to engage in the thoughts we are not used to. And when we hear something new and we have a book of 400 pages, we will not go back and read it all again, or not many, let's say, not many are going back and read it all again. If all the knowledge is so compressed, compressed, right? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I think, the value where we just take it and read it and read it and read it till we kind of feel, oh, what if this is really this way? And then we can start questioning ourselves. So that was the thought behind the work I have done and the work I have put in this book.
I love that. I love that. And when I was thinking about starting my videos, my initial thought was, I need it for me. For me, it needs to be short, sweet, and to the point. That doesn't mean that I don't value the people who do the 30-minute videos and they're just talking stream of consciousness. I do. But for me, I need the little sound bites. I need something repeated over and over again till it begins to make its way inside of me.
I'm so glad you bring that up, because I think that's exactly how I learn. So I love the little books myself.
Yeah. And isn't it beautiful that we all do learn differently, and we can learn the way we learn.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm currently in a coaching group enrolled, and when I'm listening to pages long reading out of a book, I'm completely losing it. So that's true for me. I'm losing it. But as you say, bite-sized, if I have bite-sized information and I put that on repeat, it's like I'm listening to it often and often, repeatedly, and then I'm kind of, I got that. And then I can move on. So in my understanding, how I'm learning, and maybe, Kim, this is true for you, and maybe for the viewers or some of the viewers, once you got it, you kind of reached a level. And then you can add the next piece to the level. And so Deirdre McGuire has the idea of the stepping stones, and I really love them, because stepping stones feels like I'm climbing a ladder. I go somewhere. I climb a mountain. I get up. I grow. And so that's my metaphor I'm using for myself. And with all these bite sizes, that's how I can achieve it faster, much easier. And maybe this is true for some of you here. So my book might give you exactly that.
Yes, I love that. When you look at the stepping stones or the stairway,
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that, oh, I'm down here and I have to be up there right now. It's the way to get from here to there is take that next step and then take the next step.
Yeah.
And I will get there if I keep doing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, isn't that how children learn?
Absolutely.
It's not the big goal in mind. The one day I'm gonna be I don't know what kids are picturing, right? Fire extinguisher number 1 or something. But they are like looking basically down on their own fingers, and this is how they train that one task over and over and over and over, and then they add to it. So I had so many children, as so did you, Kim, and I love that connection we have. So watching the kids doing this one task over and over and over, and I that's how I learned too. So for me, this is perfect.
Very good. And as we build those thoughts, do you feel like that builds resilience? It builds motivation as I say this, I read this statement over and over, or I read your book over and over because it's small enough that I can do so. Mm-hmm. Then that goes in to my unconscious and begins to work its way around in there. And I begin to think, what if that's true? What if I can do that? What if I am not a miserable mass of human flesh, but I actually am valuable? What if I am? And if I'm valuable, then you are. I'm not taking anything away from you when I value and respect me. And I think that's an important part of this whole process as well.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Kim, with that expression. Isn't that fantastic if everything we learn, everything we know, and then we reach a point where we feel strong enough to be able to question what we know, what we think is the truth. I mean, the way you said, if I'm okay, so maybe you came from a situation in your life where you haven't felt okay. And that, as you said, made its way in the unconscious and became your truth. And now you are learning that. How did you come to that belief? So now you are learning, what if it's different for me? And then you start questioning, what if I'm okay? Am I okay? Am I not okay? And then that brings a state, maybe in the first thought, as a confusion. So what's the truth here now? But when we spend time with reflecting, and when we spend time really looking into how we came to the belief in the first place, And then we learn something, and then we say, what if that's not true? What if it's different? And then we look, how could it be different? And could it be beneficial for me? And I come to the conclusion that I'm totally okay. That I need to change a few things, I need to twist a few things, but I'm okay. I mean, imagine that.
Yes.
Imagine what can be. And that inside of me, that makes me always so excited.
Yeah. When
Really.
when I can make a mistake and it not be the end of the world, then it's not that that gives me permission to say, oh well, big deal, who cares? Yeah, I don't have to, it doesn't matter, I don't have to do it well. That's not what it does. When I make a mistake, and that's okay because I'm not my mistake, then it actually gives me a boost of creativity and wisdom and hope, so that it is okay to try again. And therefore, when you make a mistake, then I can look at it the same way. I can say,
Yeah.
Ella wasn't trying to hurt me. I know Ella. There's something behind that. There's something there. Maybe we can have a conversation. Or maybe I can just say, that was no big deal. It wasn't against me. And it makes such a difference.
I think not taking things so personal as we used to is and freedom in itself. And but as you see, Kim, it doesn't come from usually from our normal understanding of the
Right.
world. So we do have to learn actually quite a lot to have an understanding how this all works. And most of the people, when you ask them, like, upfront, what's your biggest wish if you could have anything you want? You know, this fairy expression. And they say, well, besides wanting to have lots of money, they want to have freedom, peace, so health, of course. So there are a few basic like wishes or main wishes. And freedom at least is one of them, if not very often number one or even number two. So freedom is what? We question freedom like never. We think freedom, everybody knows what freedom is. And then on the other hand, isn't freedom to live and let live, for example, also? So I don't have to take that so personal. And if you listen to people and they say, well, he passed me and then he came right into my lane, and people take it so personal. And have you ever thought that somebody can be in a rush for specific reasons, but maybe not because of you? so so that that thought or that behavior of taking everything so personal has also a flip side. We take ourselves quite important in the lives of others. At least we think so. And maybe this is a misconception. Maybe this is absolutely not true. Because when you think of your own life, how busy you are thinking about yourself and thinking about others, you realize there's one thought you might not think, and that is, how can I harm this person? How can I disturb that person? How can I make this person upset? I think these thoughts, although you might think about others, are not coming from that place of how can you be of a disservice to the other. You might think about them to be of service, but not of a disservice. At least, let's say this is true for me. So if I'm doing something, I certainly didn't pay a lot of attention how I am disturbing or upsetting the other person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting that we even can think this way when something bothers us, that we think they did it out of harming us. I think this is a very interesting thought concept. And so I haven't met many people who told me, well, I was thinking all morning long how I can disturb my husband and make him really, really angry. But your very unconscious moment of leaving the toothpaste open, that did it.
Exactly. I have a dear friend who has this look on her face that I have for years taken as meaning, as she's looking at me, you are just so stupid. It's indescribable how stupid you are. And in actuality, what the poor dear person is experiencing is something completely different and has nothing to do with me. And realizing that, coming aware of that, has been wonderful, because now when I see that look, I know it's because she's hurting, and it totally transforms how I respond to her and then how she responds back to me. It changes everything.
Did you experience freedom with that awareness?
Absolutely.
You see? That's what I was referring. Freedom is so different than what we think we label it usually. And Kim, with that example, you brought up something that I'm writing about in my book. The problem is not the problem.
Beautiful.
And so you there couldn't be a better example than you just brought. Her look has nothing to do with you, and her look comes from something completely different than what you think it is.
Yes.
So that woman might have a completely different meaning behind all of it than we as the outstanders or bystanders would label. And it's so simple for others to talk about problems, and then it's something different. It's something so different. You said that beautifully, yeah.
Well, I'm giving great value to your book, Ella, and I can't wait for it to come out. So tell us when that will be.
Thank you, Kim. I so appreciate that. We are working on different languages, and I want to release it for many people to reach. So we are working on the translations. Mm-hmm. And then the final touches are getting made. So you have to have a little bit more patience, but it's coming. There is my video out, and there's all the basics in there. So put it on, as a friend says, she's putting her earplugs in, she goes to bed and she listens to it. This is how she repeats it. That's all you can do for right now. Right. And we are working on it behind the scenes. So stay tuned, guys.
Very good. Well, you let me know when it's out, and I will let our viewers know as well. And I'll put the link to the video of you reading it.
Awesome.
If that works for you.
Of course, awesome. Yes,
Excellent.
we want to reach as many people because if you get an understanding, you can start investigating your own world, this world here.
Yes.
And that's what we talked about, leads eventually to liberation. And that eventually leads to your own individual experience of having a better world. And that's what most people mention as one of their most important goals. That's what they want. So if you do the work, if you start here, then you get it here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Ella, is there anything you would like to share with our viewers in closing today?
First of all, Kim, thank you. That was lovely, having been able to have this fruitful conversation with
Yes.
you. And you are so knowledgeable. So that combining two heads is just fantastic. We
I love that.
multiplied the impact. You mentioned it so often, and I just want to recap on that. We are not broken. There's nothing wrong with us. And that message is so important to me to give to you as a viewer tonight. Yes, we do things and we have experienced things and we have been hurt and it still hurts. And that's not only true for you, that is true for each one of us in different intensity. But there is a way out. And if you do most of what we spoke today, and we only touched on the subject, if you really look for something that can help you to change what you experience and how you experience it, then go to Kim's website, go to Kim's YouTube channel, listen to my recording. There will be the book out, and there are so much more resources on the internet. One is fastereft.com and the YouTube channel. And there are so many more modalities which have all the same goal, to help you feel better. So don't sit in your little castle and cry all day long. Just look, ask the question, how can I make myself better? And then go and look up information you come across, and do not give up in searching. You will find what you're looking for, but look for the best. That's what I would love to tell everyone. Look for the best, you're gonna find it.
Absolutely. That is beautiful. Don't give up.
Yes. Don't give up.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ella. I have so enjoyed this today.
I thank you too, Kim. Thank you so much. I have so enjoyed this today.
And Ella and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Remember, don't give up. There is a way, and you are worth it. Because no matter what you've experienced in the past, today is a new day. See you next time.